part. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part.
What up? I'm here. I got there eventually. Thank you guys for your patience of letting me take the morning off. I was in a lot of pain. It's getting worse. God damn it! I have officially reached the status of old. But in all seriousness, I actually am okay. Well, I say that. I was whimpering as I was trying to go to sleep the last couple of nights because I was in so much pain from my lumbar or, well, left hip in particular. And it sucks. So I think I either have to finally get a proper chair and not have a dining chair when I'm live streaming, or alternatively, it's less so about me sitting down and like hanging out with you guys and more about the fact that I've been getting into exercise. So this is the real problem, right? Is I've been starting to exercise. That's it. That's the problem. We've gotten to the root of it nice and early. But I've started to exercise and my muscles are realizing, or rather I am realizing, that I have not been using my muscles for the last however many years. And so that is why they are protesting. They're like, oh my God, why didn't you work on all of this years ago? So that is where the issue is it's less so that I'm just kind of doing like that I'm just hurting for the sake of hurting. It's more that I am trying to build a healthier body for my older self, and through that it is the recognition of all of the lack of exercise over the last few years. So if you are young, please build some healthier habits earlier, because goddamn, it really do catch up on you really quick, hey? The important part is to relearn how your body moves, less 10 squats sprain your knee like me. And that's exactly it. I've been running. I got into running this year. why? Well, I've gone on the spiel before. I'm not going to repeat myself again. But I got into running, and therefore my muscles around my hips and knees are being activated when they hadn't been before and not being used. And so they're like, what is this? I hate this. Yeah. And now I'm building up those muscles, I guess. So I need to do strength alongside the cardio, because my cardio isn't not too bad, but I need to build up the muscles because they're non-existent at the moment. Yeah, and if you're young, just don't get old. That's the one. Are you AI? Maybe. I have to ask myself the same way that I get asked about 10 times in a day. Can you flip? Got him. I'm sorry, Labu, that was really rude. But no, in answer to your question, no, I cannot do a flip. I do not have gymnastic ability in that regard. Am I AI? Are we all AI? Thank you, Lil Goth. Yeah, I'll have to start doing some exercises live on stream and watch my view count increase. And I go, whoa, I really found my niche in exercise and yoga streams. Why did I never do this before? It's so strange. First mistake was going for a run, exactly. But genuinely, I think it is a good thing. It is pain, like it is not good pain, but it is good lessons. And it is pushing me in the direction of wanting to make sure I actually am going to start doing some strength exercises as well. And, I'm hitting 30 this year. I need to look after my body so that when I hit 40 and 50 and 60, that it's not going to give out on me and make me need what's it called? Hip replacement or anything. Plus, the lactic acid is produced a lot more when older. Oh, is that correct? I didn't know that. I find that it's not so much the lactic acid, because I haven't been doing any strength exercises to feel that burning, I suppose. It's more just strain and tightness. So I need to make sure I'm stretching and all that. So I've done a couple yoga sessions, which is nice. Hi, Northstar. Hey, that's gay. It's always funny saying your name. Just fly to Neverland and you'll never grow old. It's as simple as that. Exactly right. Hi, Sunshine. YouTube is trying to make me watch iLadies. Well, I, for one, thank YouTube for their service. So welcome on back, Sunshine. I do recognize the name. Are you human or American? Well, I'm not American, so that's all I can say on that one. Yippee-ki-yay, indeed. It's all just a simulation. Ones and zeros, mans. Ones and zeros. Oh, they've recommended me a few times. Well, there we go, Theodore. Welcome on in, I suppose. You don't have to follow YouTube's recommendations, though. Don't feel like you have to be at the whim of YouTube if you don't want to be here. Don't force yourself to be here. Now, I'm imagining Clem in the video of Call Me. Which one, sorry? I only know Call Me Maybe. Peter Pan was the real villain. No, Peter Pan is meant to be like an angel that takes the kids to heaven rather than a villain. When did you get old? This year, apparently. Well, actually, last year, when I had my 29th birthday, I said hag to be. So, hi, Emperor. Hi, Martin. 2 slices of bread. Enjoy. I hope that they are tasty, tasty breads. Need to prepare yourself for the next bout of exercise. Yeah, so I need to exercise to prepare for the exercise. I'm well, thank you, Khan. I hope you're okay as well. Hi, Manny. Your comments are deleted? I don't see any of your comments being deleted, so unless you're saying something weird and it's automatically deleted, we cannot see anything on our end that shows that they're being deleted. At the crossroads, the Chimera sings the ancient elegy tonight. Do not listen. Okay, I'll do my best, even if it is haunting and wanting to entice me to listen. I will try not to. I'm personally here for the jokes that miss so hard they end up being funny. Yeah, well, give it time. We'll see. We gotta ease into this, you know. What kind of videos do you make? At the moment, I don't actually make any videos. I do live content specifically, and then I make some clips, I guess, from the live content. But basically, I just answer questions like your own, and then we just chat about it, and that usually flows into some topic eventually. Yeah, exactly, Nine Fox. I thought the same thing, that maybe Manny's using some blocked words, and in that case, well, then we got another thing to consider. Recovery days need to be respected as you get older. Yeah, but my recovery day is now coming up on 6 days. My run was on Saturday and now it's Friday, so it's not really going so well. I'm from New Zealand, Khan. That's the bot trying to answer your question, but if you need me to answer it, there you go. Bonjour, comment ça va? 64k points, and then yeah, you can get scammed. I don't really have any channel points, but we'll work on it. Hello, Bolognievich. So like a Bologna sandwich. I think I'm in love with you. Well, I hate to break it to you, but you might want to work on that because I'm crazy, damn it. Wear your Chucky outfit, please. No, we gotta spice it up. Otherwise, the Chucky outfit won't be so interesting, you know? I was wondering what was going on. I think I zoomed in my... Oh, that's right. I was going to try and film something yesterday, so I zoomed in my camera a bit more. I was like, why is my outfit not so obvious anymore? It's because I'm nice and close. There is an Old Zealand. Thank you very much for asking. So New Zealand basically was... I don't want to say discovered, because it wasn't discovered. It was mapped by a Dutch explorer called Abel Tasman. He even has a sea named after him. And because he is from the Netherlands, New Zealand was named after a province in the Netherlands called Zeeland. So they spell it Z-E-E, I believe. And so New Zealand is named after a Dutch provenance from the Netherlands, similar to how New York, it's not named after Old York, it's named after York. And, well, it was New Amsterdam, I suppose. But New England is not named after Old England, it is named after England. And so there's no Old Zealand, there's just Zealand, and that is in the Netherlands. Today you learnt. Yeah, I answer questions. You're like a more charismatic chat GPT, but the only difference is I don't gas people up. That's a great question. You are correct that maybe there is a little bit of charisma, but I'm sure that you display just as much charisma. Look at you asking these questions. No, I just don't have the gassing up like ChatGPT does. Keep up with the training slow and steady, thank you, yeah. And then less recovery. So that's the thing, is I've not been using my muscles for like 10 years, maybe even 15. So I just need to do very, very slow strength exercises, and then hopefully it'll be okay. Recovery days aren't for when you feel the pains. Recovery days are for before you feel the bad pain, so you don't get them. But this is my problem, is I did one exercise and I have been recovering ever since. Hi Goku, good to see you again. No pain, no gain. No, we want no pain in general. Yes, exactly, Nine Fox. It is Z-E-E. I wasn't sure either. I discovered New Zealand. I named it New Zealand after my mother. That's so sweet. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I got that wrong. You know what they say about misinformation and fake news? I just must have misread that somewhere. My apologies, bootlegger. So it's named after Bootlegger's mother, and isn't that so sweet? And it was also created for Lord of the Rings for the movie. Hi, Silver. Good to have you back here. Clem GBT, you got it, Puffin. You got it. Europe is for Europeans, you say? Yes. If you are in Europe, then you would be a European indeed. ChatGPT ain't got a cute Bulbasaur in the back, so you got that on them. I'm sure that they could generate one, though. I have the charisma of a bowling pin. What's up? Does that mean that you have 10 times the charisma because of 10 pin? Or you're just 1/10 of the charisma because you're only one bowling pin? Thank you, Emperor. Thanks, Princess. Good to see you. It's called DOMS, Delayed Onset Muscle Syndrome. So that is like the lactic acid, or is that something else altogether, Heimbach? I don't have to up anything because I'm not restarting anything. I'm just starting. Anyway, the thing is that I am very good at listening to my body. I know what's going on. You don't need to, thank you very much for the advice, but I don't need it. Hi, Sailor. I turned 44 this year and look back and happened so quick after 40. Also, hi, hello. Earth is for earthlings, indeed. I thought this was from the jog the other week when you got scared off by the smile. Yeah, so that was on Saturday. So I only exercise once a week, and then I got pain from that exercise. So that was now 6 days ago only. I turned 24. Well, congratulations. That was a good age to be. Means they got knocked down, but they got up again. They're never gonna bring it down. Listen to your heart. Hi, see mama. Don't feel like you have to chat. I know it's later in the evening, but I thought I'd start a little bit earlier than the 1 o'clock start time that I have been for gaming, so we can get a little bit more game time. And I might continue that going forward as well on days where I don't have the just chatting in the morning, especially after yesterday. So I made it so this is, I know it's not everyone is oral, they prefer visual. So if you want to see this in a visual, then join the Discord. I've been having it so that I play video games at 1 o'clock British Standard Time. But I think on days where I'm not streaming in the morning, I'll make that at 12 o'clock like now, because then that gives us a little bit more leeway to yap away. Plenty of water, exactly. And You've just reminded me that I've left my drink bottle downstairs. I remembered to fill it up, but I forgot to actually bring it upstairs. So we must make sure to get that. I won't worry about it just yet because I've got my cup of tea. But before we play video games today, I must go get that. Not 100% sure what Riz is. Riz is basically an abbreviation of the word charisma. And so it is essentially indicating whether or not someone is... If you don't know what the word charismatic means, it's where someone is very good at being social and usually liked because of their charisma. And so someone with Riz is good at making people like them, essentially. Thank you for the advice, but I don't need it. Exactly. I thought we were giving advice. No. I was just talking about what's going on. That's all. Gonna probably miss all of Red Dead Redemption, so I'll have to watch it on YouTube. Yeah, I haven't figured out the best way to sort the Red Dead Redemption as well, because I want to cut off the beginnings of it, but I don't know the best way to make it obvious of where to find it. So we'll probably give it a week or two before I figure that out. How's your relationship with your parents? I speak about this actually, funnily enough, semi-frequently on my channel, Freddie. I love my parents. My parents and I have a phenomenal relationship, and I know I'm very lucky in that regard. Not everyone does. And I catch up with them once a week just to hang out and do trivia, even though we live in different countries. I think if we lived in the same country, I would probably be hanging out with them very, very frequently outside of the trivia. Would get like coffees together. My mum's my best friend. I love her. I love my dad too. They're just wonderful. So very lucky girl. Very, very lucky girl. I'm well, Jordan. How are you? Did anyone think in that song They Get Knocked Down they were on whiskey and vodka? I hadn't considered this. No, I hadn't. Hi, Mariah. How you going? You remember me from yesterday? So I actually had someone else who has said the same thing where it's like, hey, do you remember me? And I was mulling this over yesterday. I think that it is not a healthy mentality to ask someone whether or not you are remembered. It is you have to accept the idea. So regardless of whether or not I remember you, it's more about this idea in general. You have to accept the fact that you will not always be remembered by people in your lifetime, let alone someone who is a live streamer on the internet. And there are people that you might work with who have completely forgotten who you are. People that you went to school with who will completely forget who you are. So just as a little thought experiment, think to yourself that it is okay if one does not remember you. And in that sense, make it a happy surprise if you are remembered. Because if you're coming into a random live stream and you're looking for the validation of whether or not you are remembered, I don't think that is a healthy mindset. Anyway... That is my take that I was thinking about yesterday that had nothing to do with you in particular. It was just that someone else had the same thought. Hi, Enlock!
Clem.
Enlock! I hope you're well. Thank you so much for the 41 months. It is good to see you. Will you remember me for tomorrow? No, definitely not. What your natural hair color? This my natural hair color. I only watch a stream on the off chance that I get to see your parents. That's the one. The last 3 years has been shit, buddy, turning on me. I'm starting to fall into the same thing. Or rather, I think for me, it's more about the fact that I have been turning on my body. I have been letting my body down. That's kind of the mentality I've been looking at is I have done nothing to keep my muscles strong or limber, and that is what is catching up to me. So the only person that I have to blame is not age, it's me. It's me not looking after myself as a youth. And so I am trying to turn that around while I still can, because it's never too late. And so I don't think my body is turning on me. I think I turned on my body. And so that is phrasing. And so that is why I am trying to get into exercise now. You're a lucky girl, but I'm sure they're lucky to have you also. That's really sweet. Thank you. Do you remember the 21st night of September? Do you remember me? But it's my first time here. Oh my God. Is that name Demon? Hi, Name Demon. It's good to see you. Yeah, like I know it's your first time here and you're asking if I remember you, but I hope you're well. Like I hope things are going really well for you. It's really good to have you here. I've spent my whole life hoping people wouldn't recognize me. Can I ask why? Is that something that has been an issue? Sometimes I try to forget people. Yeah, how many new people are in YouTube chat? Hi, Elisa, good to see you. No, it's me. I've been complaining about my muscles, Elisa, so it's me as well. Mods, can we get a shout out for Elisa? Guys, if you're in my community and you haven't followed Elisa, please make sure to do so. She has been streaming for a couple years now. And I know that you guys like just chatting a lot, and Elisa is a great place to be. She's just very friendly, very interactive with the community, and just an all-round amazing person. And has been talking about her trip to Australia, so go give some love. Morning, Sharpa. Good to see you. Wishing you the best as well, Enlock. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was just asking you gave me a philosophy book. I wasn't giving you the philosophy. I was giving the other person who asked about the memory. About whether or not I remember them. The same way you don't remember all the people who spent time in your life. And exactly this. Exactly. Howdy from Houston. Howdy, partner. I blame the food in my cupboards. Fair enough. How would you explain a 5-year-old their dog was run over? How would I explain it? I'd probably just tell them. That's life. It sucks, but it's better to let them know about the brutality of life early than later, I suppose. You need more booze and women, that's the one. Hi, cherries. Did you just drop a phrasing Archer reference? I did indeed. I did indeed. Please make your teeth little yellow, otherwise people are going to guess it's fake. Why would I want my teeth to be yellow? In fact, I was actually brushing my teeth today before I went on stream, and I was like, God damn, my teeth are actually getting really, like, I need to go to the dentist. So I don't know why, but like, do people just not look after their teeth? People comment about the color of my teeth, and I think that my teeth are currently stained and yellow. I drink so much tea. I drink tea every single day, if not several cups of them, and I feel like they're so stained. Like, how badly are you guys looking after your teeth that you think that mine are looking fake? I don't know, man. It's just weird. Brush your teeth, guys. I'm fucking around with different Twitch apps and shit. PS5 Twitch is like 30 seconds behind. Also, hi. What's this about your shitty hips? Yeah, it's basically, they haven't, I need to stretch and build muscles, basically. Yeah, I'm on tonight and my hips don't lie. New to chat, do you remember me? Who are you? I also feel like I'm getting old and I don't like it. I think the best way to counteract feeling old, and maybe some of the people who are older than we are can chime in as well, but I truly think the best way to counteract these feelings are to basically prepare for your aging self. So go for walks and do strength exercises. All the stuff that you don't want to do is actually incredibly important. So that's why I'm starting late, but I'm getting there. Should I apply for Australian med school for graduate medical school? Yeah, why not? I feel like you'd probably earn pretty well if you end up at an Australian hospital as well. Guys, it is AI. How did you know? First, explain momentum. Whitening your teeth is bad for them, though. I haven't whitened my teeth in over a year, maybe even longer. Like, this is not teeth whitener. This is just brushing them. So I don't know. Like, it's not like I'm going out of my way to whiten them every single day. My point is more that I'm getting plaque in between them, and that's where the yellowing and staining is coming from. No fluoride, you say? Tea is the worst for teeth. Exactly right. Most people don't have such a nice smile. But remember, my smile is fake. It got paid for. I got braces. As a mum, I can confirm Clem's suggestion. Children are going to experience loss. As long as you answer all their questions and make space for their feelings, it's worth being direct. Yes, exactly. And that's the thing is, I feel like a lot of parents or adults, especially childless adults, they make this coddling assumption on children. And so this is kind of my take on coddling children. First of all, don't. When so many people are thinking about protecting them or from the grim things about life, you're actually delaying their development. When is the right time to now teach a child about death? When they're 20 and haven't had now 15 years of being able to understand the concept? I just think that it can be really detrimental to teenagers and adults when the inevitable hardships of life come into play and they're just completely underdeveloped in their emotional regulation for it. They don't know how to handle grief. They don't know how to handle loss. And so I think that what makes a lot of a child's innocence beautiful is how they look at things. And I see this as from an anecdotal perspective as well, is when my nephews learnt that their mum had a miscarriage, I was there to experience the conversation. And it was really sad. Don't get me wrong. It was awful. But what was beautiful was that childlike innocence of my nephew going, oh, does that mean we're not going to have a sister now? And that was all they said. They weren't crying. That was just kind of how they responded. And it was like, oh, you poor thing. But I think they're healthier for it. I'm a Kiwi. You got it. I'm a Kiwi. 10% of UK does have fluoride. All right, there we go. Why does saying go for walks sound so old in itself? I know, right? But it's so important. Worth keeping up fitness and prep for old age. Exactly. Who's she taking with it? She doing another live. Oh, yeah. So we're multi-streaming on Twitch. Oh, that's right. I have Ryan Reynolds' smile. I took it off them. Hi, Janek. I just hate brushing my tongue. I always gag. I don't think you have to, right? Yeah, I don't think you have to. There's some bacteria that gets stuck on it, but I know a lot of people don't. Hi, Seed. Don't coddle your children. Tell them Santa is fake and the tooth fairy is bullshit. Well, a lot of people do. I honestly think that if I end up having children, I probably will not be one to teach them about tooth fairy or Santa. That's not really my vibe. I like your background, Simple War. Thank you. Thank you. Don't need to, where is this? They never believed it in the first place, but that's just my kids. Yeah, I don't think I would teach my children about Santa or Tooth Fairy. Mainly because it didn't do anything for me as a kid. Smells like serotonin. Oh, thank you. What do you think about guys? What you think about guys as in guys smile? I mean, some guys smile. You know what? Here's my thoughts. When a guy smiles, it makes me happy because I feel like there are a lot of people who don't feel like they have a reason to smile. So when I see them smile, it makes me happy. When I see you smile first thing in the morning. That's a little New Zealand song for you. What's your favorite fruit? Bananas. Okie dokie. How's your day going? It's okay. I haven't really gotten up to much. I basically did some yoga. And then I went to the cafe. I decided to treat myself for brunch today, mainly because I wanted to go for a walk. And so it was nice to kind of get like a 35-minute walk in nice and early. And now I'm feeling a little bit better and ready to play some games. I'm excited to play some games today. Nice accent, thank you. I'm from New Zealand. Mods do so much work, trust me. It's and that's the stuff that you can see, let alone the things you don't see. Didn't have to deal with death at 30, so when both parents died within 3 months at 40 screwed me over. That would have been so bloody hard, Les. First of all, it's great that you weren't having to have grief forced upon you, but you're absolutely correct to have that just so suddenly and so close to you as well. I'm so sorry that you would have gone through that. East Coast? From East Coast where? Which East Coast? Santa is totes real? Yes, it is a Bulbasaur, you got it. Yeah, Clembot's been working for a while. It's been great. Teach your kids that the tooth fairy is fake by punching out their baby teeth. No coins for you. Thank you, princess. No, I don't have children. But I do appreciate you saying that, like, the you look so young and being surprised that I'd have children, because the amount of people that come into my live streams and say that basically I'm expired. Actually, I've been using that word a lot ever since that one person said it. I think it's a very funny word to claim for myself. But it's like, what are you doing? Where's your boyfriend? Go have babies, essentially. So thank you. I do appreciate that. I still got time. Don't smile if you have something dangerous at hand. You mean like this? Why not? Why not? You're only expired when you die. Nice. What are your top red flags for a guy? Ooh. What are my top red flags? So I think before I answer this, does it am I allowed a conversation with a guy, or do I have to do it off purely aesthetics? Is it pure looks, or are we in a conversation with the guys? I think that if we go off conversation, I don't like people who butt in, I suppose. Because then it shows they're not really listening. And as we all know, all girls want is just a guy who listens, damn it. Just anyone who listens. I'm a test this bitch. I stayed off the YouTube due to toxicity and it's infectious. Well, that's why you got banned, baby. I am playing games today. I've experienced so much loss at such a young age. I can't even cry at funerals. And especially in your field of work, I suppose it's just becomes part of it. Hey, Ninja, thank you so much for the 3 years. I can't believe it's been that long.
The one ST32 high to the one ST32 high to the one ST32 high to the one ST32 hype to the one ST32 hype to the one.
The TTS did not know what to do with those emotes. Thank you, Ninja. I hope you're well. I hope that your week is going well, and it is good to have you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Janek, in terms of the Red Dead Redemption question, no, I have not found the mechanics easy to learn. I never played a Rockstar game before, and so yesterday I actually got quite frustrated playing. So I'm excited to jump in today because after the conversations that I had with the community, I'm feeling way better about it. But yesterday I definitely got very frustrated with the mechanics, and also I think we spoke about it yesterday. But short notes is basically I was trying to get the game to play how I wanted to play it rather than how the game is supposed to be played. And so I have a new lease on how to play the game, and I'm looking forward to doing that later on today. And experience it as it should be experienced rather than how I was trying to force it to be experienced. Would you like some babies? I have a whole bag. Oh my gosh. No, I don't really eat candy anymore. It's a good thing. Again, another reason that I'm trying to look after myself. Cut down on that sugar. Remember what happened last time you used a knife? It's healed up. You can't even see it anymore. Look. Is it gonna be kind and... Look, you can't even see that it was damaged. Do you know what the hilarious thing is, though? That I don't know if you can see this cut. I cut myself on the mirror, which is kind of crazy, which was a very bizarre story. You can't really see it, but anyway. Men don't get old, only women do, so never. Wow. No wonder men love being men. There's nothing wrong with being a man in that case. I understand why they are so... superior after this commentary. Cut your hair off. I've already done it, actually. So this is after it's been grown out. The knife is only big enough to peel a grape. Hilarious. I usually use it to open packages. Hi, Forrest. How you going? Thank you now, are you? Both. Am I expired or my hair is turning grey? No, as we learnt that it's only expiration after you die. I'm a lesbian, so my only red flag is being a guy. That's the one. Your hair are dry, make them moisturize. Yes, because I love taking advice from people who don't have long hair and know exactly what they're looking for. About time I unfollow, fair enough. How's your sleep studies going, Ninja? You looked all like a cyborg. Is it a full sentence or just trigger words? So the chatbot should work with an exclamation mark now, but it doesn't have everything connected. So I've only had Asmongold and Where Are You From as triggers, but there'll also be the like command socials and questions that work. The background is real as well. Yes, this is a real wall. We get our babies in punnets because they're tomatoes. Very cute indeed. How do you manage that with the mirror? Okay, so basically, I've actually suggested to my roommate that they replace this, but it's fine. They have this really big mirror. This was left over for... Oh my god, I have a story about the previous owners as well. Okay, so... I don't know if you guys remember, but I ranted about the previous owners and how terrible they were. They basically left a bunch of stuff, which is illegal to do. There's a crawl space that they dumped rubbish in. They also have a bunch of materials that they just left up here in the attic. And apparently that's all illegal. But what you gonna do, essentially? And then I learned even more stuff. They used to have this, like, there's this section in the kitchen that is just empty wall space. And I was like, man, this kitchen's just a little bit small. It probably would benefit from having extra shelving in that wall space. And my roommate was like, oh yeah, that when I was looking at buying it, there was shelves there. And then the owners dismantled it and took it with them. So basically they got this false advertisement, which is really sad because the flat is actually really nice. It's just whoever lived here before my roommate was anyway, she was a bitch, basically. So we named her Becky, as in the previous owners. We named her Becky. And I got a little surprise. At the door. Was it a few days ago now? Where I went for a walk and then I came back and there was this giant package leaning against the front door. It's like, what the hell is going on here? Wait, what is this? What has my roommate ordered? I've got no bloody clue what the hell this is. And then I look at it. The name is not my roommate's. I'm like, what? And then I remembered. I remembered the name, this feminine name, and it is the same name of Becky, whose stuff I found up in the attic when I was clearing it out. So they've gone and ordered something and forgot to change their address, and it's ended up here. The bizarre thing is, it's been several years since Becky lived here. So I don't know how they screwed that up so royally. But I doubt that they're going to take this stuff. Like, I doubt that they're going to turn up and pick up their package. I think they're just going to accept that they have done goofed. And so, yes, I think that it is essentially free reign, right? So we're gonna leave it for a little while. But after a few weeks, I think it's free reign. Now, what is it? I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like fake ivy. And I was like, oh my god, is this a jackpot? Is this exactly what the universe has ordered, or rather Becky has ordered? Isn't that bizarre? And so I was like, I think that I can cover this entire section with fake ivy, if it's fake ivy. I'm not 100% sure. It looks like fake ivy, and it looks like very, very large amounts of fake ivy.
My part.
So I could potentially turn this entire brick wall into a fake ivy wall. But I don't think I want to do that. But I maybe could. I think so, Boba. Yeah. See, Becky, I basically blame for any issues in this house. Everything has been half-assed, and we blame Becky. How does this relate to the mirror? The mirror is basically not even properly secured to the bathroom wall. It's just this gigantic mirror, much larger than my wingspan, and it just kind of rests against the wall. It's an incredible hazard. Anyway, so where my toothbrush is, there is this weird cutout. So if you imagine the corner of anything basically, but a mirror, there's this kind of weird cutout like this. And I went to grab my toothbrush, which is near this cutout, and I just managed to somehow perfectly place my my fourth finger into this gap, and then when I pulled back my hand, the mirror just sliced my finger. So anyway, I am trying to encourage my housemate to do a few quality of life renovations, but it is obviously a cost, and it's all technically livable. But like I said, it's also a quality of life thing, so I'm pretty happy to go out of my way to search up alternative options. But ultimately, it's up to them to whether they decide to spend the money on renovating, because that's not on me, you know. Hi, Steven. G'day. Okay. I'd rather see you in front of a brick wall than sitting in your car. Like, okay, bar mustache. I have thought about this so much. The amount of short form content, I haven't watched people do live streams, admittedly, bar. But the amount of TikTokers or similar who film some sort of commentary in their cars. Like, what is it about the car that makes it the place to feel philosophical or commentary? Like, there's just so many people in the car. It's so strange. I'm glad it's not just me, because I rotate, like a comedy skit, I suppose. I never ended up filming it, but I did write this comedy skit idea of basically how pretty much that I don't really understand TikTok, but what I have noticed is that everyone films in their car. So do I go viral now that I'm filming in my car? Like, does the inspiration strike? What is so inspiring about sitting in your car? And then why do people film in it? It's just, I actually don't know what it is. I really don't. A car is a transient space somewhere between spaces, and how does that benefit the inspiration or the filming? Is it like what? Because, for example, I can understand live streamers who stream in their bedroom. Actually creates an unintentional, or sometimes intentional, psychological aspect of intimacy. They have literally invited you to be in their bedroom and share that space together. It makes it very intimate very quickly. Unlike me and my brick wall. And so I don't know what the idea behind a car would be. I don't know. I don't know. Becky does sound appropriate, exactly. Hi, Meteor. I saw that you popped in, but I was on ranch mode. So yes, we named her Becky because she left a bunch of shit and it just felt like the right thing. Especially being in the UK, I guess. She just gives like Becky, what's it called? Like, what's the American equivalent? Like a wasp, I guess. But so like the UK equivalent of a wasp, the white Americans. I can't remember exactly what the acronym is, but that's the vibe she gives. So Becky, like you say, just feels appropriate. Thank you for the follows, by the way. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Okay, in Oz, anything fixed to the wall is part of the sale unless specifically mentioned. I think it's the same in the UK. I would have to double check with Rumi, but my understanding was that when they arrived and it was removed, that too was an illegal move. Sounds more like a Felicia. Becky or Felicia works, but Becky's easy to remember. What's the other platform you live? Is that Twitch? Yes, sorry. So I'm only on YouTube and Twitch. Sorry it took me so long to respond to that. And Wisher, thank you for the follow as well. You got nice hair? Thank you. I am just catching up. It won't take me long. Yeah, it did hurt, but it's fine. There's no safe period to keep a misdelivered parcel. You're expected to make reasonable efforts to return it. Well, that shouldn't be my job, though. I guess I could do return to sender on the package. I guess. But I don't think that's on me. Cheapest option is sandpaper to sand down the sharp edge. But I'm hoping that I'm hoping that it can get replaced altogether. But again, that's not really my call. Okay, thought at the moment matters more than waiting and forgetting. Oh, thank you. Okay, so you're saying like that they are thinking about these things. Maybe this is what it is. Maybe when they're driving and they're sitting alone in their car, they have these epiphanies, and as soon as they park, they need to film their thoughts because they just want to get it out. Like a journal, I suppose. I could understand that. A car is the transient space. That is strange. Like, whenever you sit in the car is some real deep shit. Isn't it just bizarre? Half of them are waiting for their drive-through order. Doing this stuff at a proper living room is cringe if you share at home with the normals too. Film in your car to avoid disturbing roommates, maybe? Okay, I could see that. A car is also personal space, so you think there might be some intimacy of like, oh, like, let's go on this journey together. Might be the only private place. Okay, I'll accept these ones. Yeah, it's my emotionally distant brick wall. Raven said, is sending the message the streamer will take you for a ride. So that's why all of the fake AI girls are in the cars as well. Secretly judging people who live in their cars. Me? Never. Hi, Joe. Good to see you. The reason I film in my car is because it's imaginary and so are my clips. You're so funny, Z Mama. Hi, Miriam. If you're at home, you have home thoughts, chores, relaxing, but it's a space you often share with others. Work is a place you share with others where you have work thoughts. Your car is alone with your thoughts. Yeah, okay, I can accept this. Like, genuinely, I feel like you have opened my perspective as to how the car epiphanies come up, I suppose. You can call me Gord. I will not pretend that I will remember that, but I will certainly try, Gord. White Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Thank you. That's the one. I think the next people will be doing is filming their shower thoughts with clothes on. Hi, Lyle. Okay. Game on stands for good afternoon, morning, evening, or night. I didn't know that. Have you watched the video of the man? Which man? Hi, Nat. How have you been? It's good to see you again. Hey, anyone? Anyone? Hello, Ella Knight. What is this stream? I don't know. We're trying to figure that out every single time I go live. Hanavirus. I don't know Hanavirus. Is that a new one? Or are you doing a gotcha? I'm not familiar with this term, so I'm going to look it up. And if you get me, well then, fool me once. Shame on me. Hanavirus. while playing Requiem. Do I know Requiem? I feel like we've spoken about Requiem. Oh, Resident Evil. Duh. Are you enjoying it? Okay, I don't know Hanavirus? Hantavirus. I don't know this one whatsoever. Protestant? No, I'm not religious. Girls out there doing glute exercises, what are your thoughts on it? Literally what I need to do. I have just been complaining about the fact that I have hip issues, and so I literally need to do glute exercises. So the girls out there doing glute exercises, they're doing extremely well. They are better than I am, that's for sure. What would you do if a little blurry man crawled out of your screen and ran away behind your furniture? Probably scream. I think that's really all it boils down to. The power of voodoo. Who do you do what? Remind me of the Babe. I saw my baby. It's new. People on a cruise ship have died. Damn it. Okay. Hanta with a T. So this is ortho hantavirus. Wow. Of course it's a bloody cruise ship again. Hey. Have you watched the video of the man? Sounds like, have you seen the man? And I can't tell which sounds more ominous to me. Yeah, I don't know this one. Let's figure out what the stream is. We've been spending 5 years trying to figure it out. I played Horizon Zero Dawn recently, and the fighting and armor system is a lot different than what I'm used to, and sometimes I get frustrated too. Yes, so for the Red Dead Genetic, that's kind of how I felt. I got quite frustrated yesterday because of the learning curve, and I decided to put it down and come back with a fresh view today, with less frustrations, and it'll be good. Are you on steroids? Nope. Maybe when I play Forbidden West, I will actually look up some videos on how to play. It could be worth it for sure. What about juice? I like apple juice, if that's what you mean. Okay, so let's look at what hantavirus is. Are you human or American? I answered this earlier. I'm not American, so I guess, does that mean I'm the other? Oh my goodness. Okay, hantavirus. Hantavirus are a group of viruses carried by rodents that can cause severe diseases in humans. People usually get affected through contact with infected rodents or their urine and droppings or saliva. Do you guys want to read as well? I'll put on dark mode. I know some of you guys are probably more visual, so I'll let you read. Get that a little bit larger. There you go. So this is from the World Health Organization on what is hantavirus, and this is only from 2 days ago. Infection with hantaviruses can cause a range of illnesses, including death. In the Americas, hantaviruses, so I guess hantavirus is like a coronavirus, but not. So it sounds like so we had COVID-19 with the more recent pandemic, but that was a coronavirus. The same way, and please correct me if this is incorrect, bird flu and swine flu were also coronaviruses, where they were basically created in this crossover situation. And so hantavirus must be a different type of one. Good night, Ninja. Yeah, go do your thing. If they try to bring that mask stuff, I ain't doing it again. I don't think that we will, to be honest. Regardless of how you feel about mask mandates, I would be very surprised if the world tries to mandate them again, because I do think it would cause a lot of backlash from the people who got over it. I'm not saying that's my opinion. That's just my prediction of how I feel like people would respond. But I personally would wear a mask myself, in my own opinions. Okay, so Andes virus found in South America is a currently known hantavirus for which limited human-to-human transmission among contacts has been documented. Okay, so this is basically just what hantaviruses are in particular, and then the update recently. But I guess it's basically just finding out what is going on with this one. UK identifies new suspected hantavirus. Yeah, so it looks like hantavirus is its own thing, and now there's a new hantavirus that was found on this cruise ship. So maybe, shall we read the BBC? Do you think the Power Rangers could take on a xenomorph? Absolutely. I have faith for sure that they will figure it out. After some knockbacks, I think they'll still get it. Telling us to date a man? Yeah, a man date. Okay, hantavirus outbreak, not the start of a pandemic. Who says as 5 cases confirmed on cruise ship? Okay, so we should be all right, hopefully. No need to panic. No need to panic. This is an outbreak of a rare virus. I suppose it's just when one person gets it, it's so easy to spread on cruise ships, hey? Okay, people still scarred by the experience of the COVID pandemic. The headlines over hantavirus are unsettling. So I think that's just it at this stage. There are diseases that happen all the goddamn time. And I feel like exactly what this article has said is that we're probably on edge more so because of the pandemic rather than because these things don't happen all the time. So hopefully it'll be all right. See you later, night. Say no to racism. I love it. That is a wonderful parting message. Thank you, Night. Thanks for stopping by. You enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you get up to. What's this one about running? A virus from South America? The Last of Us. Masking worked so well that one strain of the seasonal flu went extinct. Oh, damn, I didn't know that. We could cure the common cold if we wanted to, but everyone would have to cooperate, and we know that ain't gonna happen. We need your Twitter feed or something on screen like this for you to scroll through articles and videos. I could if I used Twitter. I actually have been posting my shorts to Twitter, but I then don't open Twitter. I found that I don't know how to use it. So there's no point in me trying to get a following on it. But I was like, screw it. If I don't care about it, I may as well post. But I don't do... I tried. I really tried. But I just don't understand Twitter whatsoever. And I think that when I use it, it just makes me mad. And maybe that's how you use Twitter. Is that not what's X, formerly known as Twitter? Is that not just how you use it? You scroll, get mad about something, you retweet something an idiot said, and then you yourself will get comments about how bad your take is. I think I figured it out pretty quickly, and it's just not the content that I want to engage in. What's up, Christ? Hello. It's the same cruise ship that has been blocked from docking to stop the spread. I'm not sure, Boba. I read the article too quickly, admittedly. It's one of the reasons I have no interest in a cruise holiday. Yep, one ill person on board and everyone's getting it. It spreads way too quickly. I'm not an expert, but I'm under the impression that antiviruses don't do well with human-to-human transmission, so it's not that scary. Okay, like I said, I skimmed over that very quickly, but it's interesting. Don't put on your masks. If you do, the liberals win. Well, what about all the people who lose because of all the diseases that are being spread, you know? Yeah. Anything, not just Twitter. It was an example. Understood, Joe. You sound very British. I do indeed, but I'm not actually British. I live here now. Technically not, but I technically do. I don't know. You could argue either way on whether or not I live here. I am currently in the UK, but I had this weird accent long before I arrived. The best way to use Twitter is to find the option to uninstall and click it. Exactly right. So I basically, I think if you saw my my favorites, it is in my favorites, like my bookmarks tab, but I don't use it. The same way I don't use TikTok either. What mic are you using? I actually forget because I went to get the one that a lot of streamers have, and it wasn't the one a lot of streamers have. I think it's the MV7, so it's a Shure mic, SHURE, but I think it's the MV7, not the SMB7 that I thought I was buying. You seem to be pretty much keeping up with the chat. I know, right? But I think that we've been pretty slow on the YouTube side of things today, so it's been a little bit easier. And I haven't gone on full rant mode, so I that's why I think I'm able to stay up. Stay up with chat. On top of that, we started a little bit later, so I feel like a lot of because I've been doing the just chatting streams early in the morning, that's kind of where our main audience is. So today, oh, okay, whoa, hi guys on Twitch. I didn't realize how many there are lurking today. Jesus Christ, thank you guys so much for being here. I don't normally look at my view count. I find that it doesn't really aid me in any way. So I don't look at my view count, but thank you today. Holy crap. It's really, that's really, really cool to see. Thanks, guys. Oh my gosh. Hey, Bulega, yeah, the Twitch over the YouTube. And thank you so much. What should it say? Well, it just dropped. And this is exactly why I don't look at Twitch chat. Sorry, not Twitch chat. This is why I don't look at view counts, because it was at 56, and then that's when I made that commentary, and then it literally went to 41. So people apparently didn't like me calling out the lurking. So within that short 5 seconds or whatever it was, 15 viewers gone. Wherever they've gone, either if they were real or just Twitch's notoriously bad at counting viewers. This is why I just don't look at it whatsoever, because it fluctuates so bloody quickly that it is not indicative of what's actually going on whatsoever. And now it says 51. This is what I mean. And what does it say to me? Now it says 49. So it is it is just ridiculous. But speaking of Twitch, we are about to hit an ad break. If you guys want to avoid them, consider subscribing. We'll probably chat for another half hour before we get into the games. And now it says 39! And this is why I don't look at view count, because see, it's not just me. This is why I don't look at it, because it is ridiculous. But yes, it is 103. You got it, Nat. It's ridiculous. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, Marie. Looking for the Red Dead. Yes, it will be 30 to 60 minutes by the time we jump in. Hi, Booty Clapper. The tutorial works for most social media. You're so sweet. Thank you. No, yes, I think you're right, Alabaster. I don't think it has an X on the end, though. I think it was just MV7 from memory. I'm well as well, Maria. I hope you're well, too. Good job having a weird accent. Raven, out of everyone, you are the person who relates to my accent the most, so screw you. But I know that there was probably a hint of sarcasm in that because of that reason. Sounds pretty much identical with the processing. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Alabaster. Lurkers leave as soon as I call them out exactly. They're like, ah! So this is exactly why there's just no point for me looking at my view count. It fluctuates within literally seconds. And so it dropped exactly when the 1 minute to ads notice showed up. And that's the other thing, is that if I look at my stream analytics afterwards, and this is just a little peek behind the curtain for those who are curious. I'm trying to bring it up now so that I can show you actual visuals. Twitch changed something, I think this was now 6 or 7 months ago, and it feels like they don't really count things like they used to. I mean, there's the Twitch bots that definitely disappeared. So this is today's stream. I'm happy to show you guys this stuff. I don't really have much of an ego about it. So this is today's stream. So this is just average views. You can see that it's slowly, steadily grown over the hour that we've been live. It's very interesting to see what happens next, because usually at the ads you get this sharp just drop. It is weird. I'll see if I can find another stream that indicates this, and I guess it in some ways makes sense, because people are not able to watch the stream when they are stuck behind an ad break. This one is not so obvious because of the raid. I'm trying to look for one that doesn't have a raid, because then you can just literally see the very natural drop. Yeah, we got raided then as well. Good afternoon, Sean. There's 15 people swiping while they're waiting in the drive-thru. Maybe that's what it is. I think this is a good example. Yeah, this one's a good example. Okay, so I'll show you here, because you can see that... So this is from a stream a few days ago. We didn't get a raid. That's why there's no like crazy jumps immediately. But you can see that we kind of started peeking around here, and then it dropped off. But what you can really notice is that every single hour it drops significantly. I don't know if I can zoom this in even more. Yeah, a little bit. There we go. That's probably as big as I can get it from this angle. So within 20 minutes, we were already at 40. And then, oh my gosh, Penguin, 10, what the heck? Thank you so much, Penguin. That is so sweet. Thank you. This is also going to be helpful because that means 10 people will not be stuck behind the ads and we won't see such a significant drop in the in the average views. Genuinely, thank you so much. I'm really appreciative. I just Thank you. See you later, Abby. And we'll see you next time. You look beautiful. Thank you, Atlas. Very much appreciated. Oh, you blew your knee out, so you reckon you got old? Yeah, when you couldn't play football anymore, you poor thing. Tonka, you know, you've done well to get to 26 at least. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you for the biddies as well. Hype train, so get on board. And then your own sub as well. Yeah, guys, you guys.
I probably should sub too.
And then Hogan as well. Thank you for the 100 biddies. Thank you, Silva. Oh my gosh. Thank you. It's a hype train, so get on board. You know what? We will get out of our seat and dance on the floor, because it gets me out of my chair and helping out my long red hair. Let's freaking go!
Let's fucking go.
I don't have
train.
an ability to turn my camera up, so I just have to squat. It's basically, I don't even know what this move is, but I'm dancing. Thanks, Mama. Thanks for the hype. Guys, if you're on YouTube and you don't know what's going on, basically on Twitch we have a hype train, so we gotta dance because it is a happy chance that there are people wanting to say that I'm doing a good job today. Whoa! It was a ski pose. That's what it was. I need to move this. This one's being so annoying, but I'll get to it later. Hi Bella. Thank you. W Hype Train. Thank you so much for supporting even on YouTube, even if you don't have the hype trains. Woohoo! But that being said, on YouTube, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. That is wild. I've seen a lot of people returning to the live streams. So thank you guys for subscribing and coming back and hanging out. And thank you to everyone who's new for tuning in as well. You're singing or what? Only if you have a song you'd like me to sing, I suppose. My comments are posting in the apps. Just can see they're not coming through to stream. Oh, that's so strange. Some of them are coming through. I know that some people struggle with that as well, where people are like, where are my messages? Hi!
Hype's clean hype.
Oh my god. Wait, shall we do some music? I think we should do some music. Let's go. This one. You guys already know what it is. Y'all already know what it is. Let me do it. Let me go. There it is. Hold on. Yeah, crazy man, you're under it. Coco Mallard, I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. This is our mashup we made. To catch them is our real test. To train them is my cause. To train them. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, hold on. I lost the lyrics. I'm doing the second verse. We'll win the fight. I'm doing the second verse. I can't remember the first verse. I'm getting distracted. Anyway. I lost it. Thank you so much. Pokemon. Oh, you're my best friend. We don't normally detour with the hype, but I felt like that was a nice opportunity to do so. Now back to business. Enough messing around. Enough dancing. Stop that right this second, okay? I have a graph to show you, and you're not paying attention. And I don't like that. Back to the graph, okay? We're still here for teaching and education. You're still at school, okay? You can't just have an entire period where we're just hanging around singing songs, okay? We actually do have to do the curriculum. So back to business, okay? Cut it out. I'm very disappointed in you. No! I thought it was gonna run out! I was trying to time that with it running out. I was trying to time it with it running out. You're too kind. Thank you so much. My goodness gracious. Enjoy Trollcore. Ooh, are you YouTube? Because I want you to be mine. That is actually look, Naveen. I'm gonna get serious for a moment. There are a lot of people who say a lot of pickup lines on the internet. And so there are a lot that I have heard time and time and time again.
School's out for summer.
It is indeed. Thank you, Penguin. I have never heard that pickup line before. And you should be very proud of yourself. I'm not usually taken by surprise, but I like it. I like it. I'm sorry I walked into a classroom. I have to go now. Veteran, you have D&D in your name. Don't act like this isn't where you want to be. I know how you role players are. I know what you want. I know that you're getting a little bit nerdy up in this grill and you want to come see what's happening. Don't you act like we don't know. We know that you found the classroom and we're like, there's classroom. I want to be in the classroom. Maybe I should get a blackboard. That would be fun. Anyway, hi, hello. And Rev as well. Enjoy your gifted sub. Thank you so much, guys. That's right. That's more like it. Is that a seductive? What? No. Not intentionally. What the heck? Yeah, with the facts on it. Exactly right. Especially since YouTube Be Mine sat right there in plain sight without play so long. Anyway, it's a pleasure to have you guys here. Thank you so much for all of the hype. Genuinely, I don't know what else to do other than say thank you. So it's just very, very kind. Okay, so I do want to make sure that we are not straying away from my thoughts. God damn it! Let me finish this.
Damn girl. Are you a parking ticket? Because I picked you up off the street and now I can't pay for you.
Damn girl, are you a parking ticket? Because I found you under my windscreen. My windscreen wiper. Damn it, it was right there. I messed up the punchline. All the things I talk about, I can take to the next Sousa. Can you educate me on what a Sousa is? I feel like I've seen this word before, but I don't actually know what it means. So I love learning. I'd love if you could teach me. After love of the Twitch's view counts, I think they need to introduce a just losing viewers category. Fuck. That's so mean. Are you a parking ticket? Because I don't have a car, so you're probably for someone else. That's so sad. Oh, I just want to give this hypothetical such a big hug. No, it's okay. It's okay. You're all right. Everything's okay. It's beautiful that you're being respectful, but still. Can I follow you? Because my mom told me to follow your dreams. This one I have heard before. Are you a parking ticket? Because I clearly can't afford you. I know a lot of people do the like, because you got fan written all over them. Are you a parking ticket? Because you're awkwardly bureaucratic. Are you a parking ticket? Because, ooh, I can't get out of you. parking ticket? Because clearly this is going to end up in a messy court case in 5 years. Are you a parking ticket? Because I'm challenging you in court. Are you a parking ticket? Because I was only 3 minutes late, officer. Can't you let me slide just this once? Oh my god. And that is why the hype train is over. Thank you so much, guys. Now, are you a parking ticket because I'm not paying? Ooh, are you a parabolic graph? Because damn, you curvy. Wouldn't work on me. Mine would be more, are you showing linear correlation and causation? Because damn, girl, you flat. Wait, that would be more of an incline. Shit. Anyway, there's something there. I'm just getting the giggles now. I can't think properly. Now, serious. I was showing you things. Are you a parking ticket? Because I have a disabled sticker, damn it. Yeah, exactly. I'm blushing too much. I'm not giving up this great handicap space parking. The fact that you guys were on the same wavelength but in different ways is so good. Thank you, guys. That was a lot of silly fun. I'm much appreciated. That's very, very helpful. That'll be very, very much appreciated when I go on my next trip in June. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Maybe I can help my roommate buy a new mirror. Okay. Let me show you the graph that I wanted to show you now, damn it. So here we go. I'll put it on this side. So this is from a stream a few days ago. So you can see that we do pretty well to have a fairly consistent average of in the whole stream. A little bit lower here, a little bit higher here, but all in all, it's pretty consistent, right? However, every single hour, you can see that it kind of drops and then comes back up very quickly. So here's hour 1, and here is the perfect example. This is hour 2. So my ads always happen on the hour. And so this one in the middle here, right in the middle, is such an obvious, like, random dip where you can see that the overall trend from about here to here is a graph. Oh, actually, this is perfect. What I will do is like this. This is how we will do this. And then we go to paint. Hi, J-Joy. It's so good to see you again. You missed out on the hype. We're teaching people about how Twitch viewership drops at the ad breaks. You like pancakes flat, but what I live for? Hell yeah. I like that one. You like pancakes. I prefer waffles. Oh, I'm in such a goofy mood today. I wonder if it stops counting the views while people are in ads. That's what we think has changed. I think it was about 7 months ago. Okay, so here we have the graph from a few streams ago. So you can kind of see from here that you can't see this. That there's basically a linear progression. This is kind of how they do statistics, is that although there are peaks and troughs, it is in general going up over the course of the stream, right? But what is very interesting is that the hour marks, wait, that's not, the hour marks. This one is a little bit of an outlier. I don't know if that's when I started playing the video game maybe, but the hour marks are very consistently these massive, massive dips. And so this one was a 4-hour stream. I think I might be missing one. Anyway, it was probably easier on the other one, but nonetheless, I think this one must be one as well. And so it basically has what should be a fairly consistent-ish progression, but then it just randomly skips. So this is pretty much on par. This is pretty much on par. Here's on par. Here's on par. and then it just goes boom. So we think that the theory is, and this is probably proven by someone else, the theory is that on the hour mark when people are watching ads, that they are no longer considered a viewer. Because how can you watch the stream when you're stuck in an ad, right? It does make sense, but they didn't used to do that. I wonder if I can pull up statistics from last year. I don't know if it will go back that far. I don't normally go back and watch my streams from so long ago. Hi, Garcia. How you going? No, it doesn't look like I can go back far enough. I can only go back to end of February. And it was the same thing, just on exactly on the hour, it just goes poof. And like I said, it makes sense, but it's just interesting. And I feel like a lot of people don't like, even if you guys watch live streams and you might know some basic knowledge about it, if you're curious, then I just thought I'd give you a peek behind the curtain as well. Hi, Meerkats, good to see you. Yes, it was paint. It's just paint on Windows 11. Are you pancakes? Because I want to lather you in syrup. Ooh. People going to the toilet, maybe? Who leaves streams to go to the toilet? Well, if they leave one stream to go to another stream. When you drink that cup of common product, my portfolio is right around the corner of the common product. That cup of common product. This cup? I don't know what common product is in this regard. Sorry, Liano. I'm clearly not on the same wavelength. Anyway, there's just a little FYI. Are you Twitch ads? Because I see you running suddenly every hour. Isn't the entire graph of... Well, that's what it looked like, but it wasn't. It was 4 hours. It was very strange. Where did it go? I don't have it anymore. It doesn't matter. You guys have seen enough behind the curtain. I'm not showing you anymore. Yes, exactly. Raven. When we were on the browser, it showed that it was like 4 hours. Hello there. I'm here. Hi, Gazi. My laptop is an old model, and I've been getting notifications that I won't get further system updates. Yes, sir. That seems to happen. They always scare us with that. Are you Twitch ads? Because you're annoying, and I hate you. Hi, Dylan. How you going? Okay, what do you stream about? Yes. We just cover a bunch of topics. We just can. I really do think that my tagline of how I say, when it's like catching up with a friend over coffee. You never know what you're going to talk about. Sometimes it'll be a little bit goofy. Sometimes it'll be a little bit serious. We never know. We never know. Anywho, do you think I look stoned, do you? If anything, I feel like Jennifer Lawrence, she just gives the impression that she'd be more likely to smoke weed than I would be. You know what I mean? I feel like J-Law she's got the vibe. I could imagine her smoking weed. She seems like the type. I say that parasocially. Will you hypnotize me? I haven't slept yesterday. If you ask about being hypnotized, you are going to get timed out for 2 weeks, Dylan. Just keep that in mind. If you ask again, I have set this very clear boundary that you will get timed out for 2 weeks. Me, lover of plants. Remind me who Carrie Mulligan is. Oh my god, cute, man. Stop. I actually, funnily enough, 2 weeks. So you won't get banned, but you will get timed out for 2 whole weeks. Remember that movie where Jennifer Lawrence gets suplexed naked on the beach? No, what the heck? Oh, gotcha, Boba. Okay, I won't bother looking them up. Something super random that I'm going to share with you guys. Hi, Screw. Do you play any game? Yes, yeah, I do. I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2 at the moment, Zach, but I don't play it on the channel you're watching on. I play it on my secondary channel, which I will try and send you now, if anyone else wants to join. Ta-da! Oh, sorry, me and the mods are too on top of things, and now you're gonna get spammed. But that is where the gameplay is. What's wrong with hypnosis? There's nothing wrong with hypnosis. It's about someone who has been told that I don't want them to ask about getting hypnotized, and they keep asking, and so therefore they will get timed out for spam, not for hypnosis. That hopefully that explains it a little bit more, J-Joy. Yeah, that was good fun, Kiwi man. That was good fun. Jennifer Lawrence. That's right. So a random story is basically I have 2 YouTube channels, but I just use the X Clementine one when I'm watching stuff. And so a lot of the recommended, let's see if we what it shows as my recommended videos actually. I can do a little experiment. Oh, that's right. Never mind. I remember that's what happened. So I'm gonna, you know what? I'll give you even more of it. We've done a bit of a peek behind the curtain. I'll give you a little bit extra. This channel, I do not use personally. I have another channel that I use to watch all of my actual degenerate stuff. So on this channel, when I'm watching stuff for reacts, for example, I don't want you guys to have any evidence of what I watch. Because I already share too much of myself. I don't want to be outed or anything. So basically, this is how my my homepage looks like when I open YouTube. I don't want you guys to see a goddamn thing, okay? That is something that I have checked out for a long, or rather been prepared for a long time. Yeah, we got some people. A lot of these people I don't even watch. I just they've just followed over time. Sometimes we just subscribe to them based on conversations we've had or people that you've recommended me, and then I'm like, sure, I'll subscribe. But I have my personal account that I do all of my actual doom scrolling on, basically. The less you know, the better. Exactly right. But so it also gives a very clean slate for when we do react content, and there's just nothing there, right? It's just not. I do wonder what the algorithm would show if I update it. So I might update it because I don't use it. But that is basically why it is clear. However, my second channel is not the same. I don't have that same setting turned, the watch history turned off. So I get a lot of attempts at giving me things. So for example, you can see that I don't have anyone that I'm subscribed to. I'm not even subscribed to myself. I've posted a lot of Elder Scrolls. I've also accidentally looked at a lot of ambient music on this channel. So that's why you're seeing like Elder Scrolls, peaceful ambiance. But in general, there's just a lot of throwing shit at the wall from YouTube. So for example, why is Tawny Plattis here? Why women aren't voice acting for boys in animated series anymore? And then just this random one from Please Excuse My Wife, Shake My Head. It's just a lot of random stuff. And it's just trying to throw anything at the wall. And see, now we've got breaking news. It doesn't know what I like, basically. You know what I mean? Thus we know the more we are out from here, you reckon? It does sound interesting. I have actually, funnily enough, I've seen Tawny on my Instagram. She does a lot of voice acting skits, and I've seen her do voice acting historically, where she's done Disney princess voices, where she compares like Snow White to so on and so forth to Elsa, and how that's changed over time. So I've actually seen her on Instagram, which is funny that she appears here. Is your voice lesbian coded? And so, my cure for the male loneliness epidemic. And then we have Arthur Morgan. So they're not quite sure what to give me, basically. Why you hate people? Breaking news. You can see it's a bit eclectic, right? And so it's kind of funny. I always get a little bit curious of what they're gonna show me. Rats have a slap fight. That's the one, Kiwi Man. So I don't get the same. Whereas if I go on my personal one, you guys don't get to see my personal one. Oh, neither do I either. Apparently my phone's going through an update, so never mind. And so that's all the preamble. Preamble out of the way. I went to go look at my uploads, basically, on this channel. And I saw something that stuck out to me. And it was basically about, I can probably see it, why men and women disagree on what's attractive. So it's basically guy pretty versus girl pretty. And it was only a 6-minute video. And I went, you know what? Fuck it. I'll watch it. I'll have a little nosy. And so I was just talking about perceptions and what, according to whoever they studied, like what they're looking for. How does this tie into whatever the fuck we were talking about? Jennifer Lawrence. That's how. She was in here because one of the things that this video addressed, symmetry is a big one for attractiveness, but it's not so much about symmetry. One of the, simplifying this short video, one of the things they said is that a lot of women will be more likely to find something interesting more attractive, so unconventional, where they're like, oh wow, like they've got really, really strong eyebrows, and that's striking. And so so that's kind of a distilled version. They also said that a lot of the girls would often see more masculine traits in women as pretty, so like a stronger jaw. It was just interesting. It was just I mean, do you guys want to watch it? Would that be something that you're interested in doing? It's only 6 minutes. I feel like yeah, because the thing is, 9Fox, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's just people who appreciate more of a Nordic look. If you guys are interested, we could watch it. You know, it's only 6 minutes. Let's just do it. And that way, instead of me having to explain it, we can just watch it. It's pretty simple. Look, it's right here.
Has this
It's
ever
not
happened
Wednesday.
to you?
It's
You're
fine.
talking to someone of the opposite gender about a woman that you think is beautiful,
Pretty.
whether it be someone you both know or a famous person, and they're surprised you find them attractive. They just can't seem
I
to
don't
see
think
it.
anyone's
Maybe you've
rating
noticed,
Anya
or
Taylor-Joy
generally
as a
speaking,
2.
that the women that guys find pretty look somehow different from the women that girls find pretty. This is something you can discover for yourself. Go to a store and look at the women in magazines aimed at men,
I think
and
that's
the
a
women in
really good
magazines
example.
aimed at women. You'll see that the sort of faces and bodies are not quite the same. Or just open up Instagram and look at the models that women follow.
The thing is
and
that
compare
I
them to
don't
the
always
models that
agree
men
with a
follow.
lot of
They're going to fall into different
who they're
aesthetic
putting
categories.
on which side.
Sure, all of these famous women are going to be considered attractive by basically everybody, and many women do fit both categories. It's not that women think guy pretty is ugly,
Thanks,
or that
Garcia.
men think girl pretty is ugly. In fact, all of the women
She's
we
mid.
discuss in this video are going to have a lot of the traits in common. Traits that predict attractiveness, generally speaking, which we talk about on this channel and in our short form videos all of the time. But if you have a keen eye for this sort of thing, you'll agree that the women's looks that men like most aren't typically the same as the women's looks that women like
But again, I feel
on
like
social media,
yeah, it's the
observation has
gaze
gone
difference.
viral
You got it.
several times as a folk psychological
It's about the
concept known as
gaze
guy pretty versus
rather
girl
than the
pretty.
straights.
But there's also some real research and theoretical writing on the topic, which we're going to cover in this video. We'd argue that there are 5 main differences between guy pretty and girl pretty, which we're going to review
I
today.
feel like
There are
some
subtle
things that I agree
differences that you
with,
can see
but I feel
between
like
models
sometimes
and
they're
celebrities
inconsistent in
marketed
this
towards
video.
men versus those marketed towards women. And that's part of why this concept has been so captivating. People
See,
are
like,
all familiar with it,
just to
but they
spoil,
can't quite
I
put their
feel
finger
like basically some of the points that they give would actually put Sabrina as guy pretty and Sydney Sweeney as girl pretty. And so that's why, grain of salt and, like I said, a little bit of spoilers since I've pre-watched this. But I feel like sometimes they're just a bit inconsistent in their graphics, in their infographics. But what they're actually saying, I can kind of see where they're coming from. It is being very cyclic as well, but give it time. Give it time.
on what it is. The first difference we've noticed is leanness. We now have multiple studies indicating that when you have men and women rate the attractiveness of women,
And this is
women
where I
prefer
was
thinner
starting
models
to get
than
to.
men do. While both men and women generally prefer quite slender figures in the research, the figures that women aspire to are thinner than the figures that men find desirable. And we think this extrapolates also to faces. Like if you look at two women with otherwise similar phenotypes that most people
See,
would agree on are an
and
example
this
of
is an
girl pretty
example
versus
of
guy
something
pretty,
in reverse
the
to
girl
the
pretty
other
one will
two
usually
that
be
they
leaner.
showed.
Take a girl pretty icon like Giselle Bundchen
Oh my
and
god, she's
compare
so
her
pretty.
to someone men find very attractive, like Jennifer Lawrence, and you'll notice that Giselle has much more prominent bone structure. The main cause of this is
And so I
lower
think they're
facial
inconsistent
adiposity.
where they
Just as
put
women prefer slimmer bodies than
the
men, it seems that they also prefer
demographics.
slimmer faces. The second difference is also in the framing. This is something first explored by British feminist film
But I don't
theorist
think
Laura
that's about
Mulvey
that's
in
not about
1975,
who
which has
is
often
pretty
been
and who
noted
is not.
many
That's
times
just about
since,
what
which
they're
is that
trying
women are
to
often depicted
sell.
in media and art in such a way that portrays them as objects of male pleasure rather than agents in their own right. While critical theory
That's
isn't
interesting,
exactly the
Fox.
normal academic
And that's what I
literature that
mean
we
is I
talk
feel like
about
that
at Cooves,
infographics
our
aren't very
expertise is in
consistent.
quantitative scientific studies,
But
we
it's
can see
only
that
6
Mulvey
minutes.
does
We
have
may
a
as well.
point. If you look at the facial expressions and postures and angles and outfits of women in men's media,
But
a
see,
lot of
this
it is highly
is I don't
sexualized.
think
Whereas if
very
you look at the same traits
I don't feel like this is very indicative of what people or rather what men versus women find attractive in women. This is more about sexualization. So of course, something that is not trying to sexualize women will not be framed in a way that is sexualizing women. You know what I mean? This was Quoves. You got it. You're absolutely correct. New Zealand, Joe Walker.
in women's media, it's often much more agentic. Like, compare the facial expressions,
Exactly.
camera
So
angles,
of
and
course,
postures of
a
women in a Sports
swimsuit,
Illustrated swimsuit
like
edition to the facial
they're trying
expressions,
to
camera
make
angles, and postures of women in
straight
a
men go
magazine meant
ooh
to sell
wee
women swimsuits. You'll see what
instead
Mulvey is
of
talking about.
like
And
it's meant to
related to
be
this,
from
while
that
women's assessment of who is pretty seems highly focused
sexual
on the
attraction
face,
rather
men's
than
assessment also seems to be biased by bodily
embodiment.
indices of
This was
attractiveness,
interesting
like
though.
waist to hip ratio. The
I
third
did
thing
find that. Sorry, I'll get that back. I did think that this was interesting.
expressions, camera angles, and postures of women in a magazine meant to sell women swimsuits. You'll see what Mulvey is talking about. And related to this, while women's assessment of who is pretty seems highly focused on the face, men's assessment also seems to be biased by bodily indices of attractiveness, like
It makes
waist to hip
sense.
ratio. The
It's
third
just
thing we've noticed
it's
is
a
that
simple
women
thing, but it
perceived
does
as
make
girl
sense.
pretty often make aesthetic choices that are about making a statement or doing something artistically interesting, while women who are perceived as boy pretty generally cater to mainstream styles and tastes. I'm sure you know what I'm referring to. For short, let's summarize the difference
But
as
again, I feel like
conformity.
some of
Think
their
back to earlier this year when Emma
choices
Stone
aren't
cut her hair
always
short.
obvious.
We made a video about why we thought it worked on her, and a member of our staff, anthropologist Mac and Murphy, ran a poll and found that women were twice as likely to think she was pulling off the short hair look, where men were
This
twice as
poll,
likely to think that she
I
wasn't.
always
Guy
dismiss
pretty
polls like that
generally
because it's like,
favors
who the hell
people
are
who
you
stick to
polling? You know.
conservative makeup and hair choices, whereas girl pretty favors those who branch out and try
And
stuff
again,
that's
it's
more
like
visually interesting.
I think that Emma Stone suits the longer hair. So I just that kind of, and I think a lot of people are gonna agree with me, even as a woman. So I think this again is where I discount some of their what they're presenting, because it does feel like a very bad example. Ooh, I like that schmick about being pretty or being desirable. I do think you've got a good question there for sure. Yeah, the thing is, there are a lot of people who can suit really short hair, but and I don't think that the conformity makes one more pretty or less pretty. Like you can, Emma Stone is still a pretty girl regardless. Like the same way that for me, I know that a big feature of mine is my hair. It's red, it is long and luscious, and so if I were to get a pixie cut, I do think I would suit it. But would I suit it more than my long hair? Probably not. I don't really know how to make a pixie cut look. I think I'd probably look more like a lesbian And in that case, it probably would do me a lot better with the ladies. But that is not because the ladies necessarily think I would look better with a pixie cut. It's more that the lesbians know that I'm open for business. You know what I mean? It's not about necessarily the girls thinking I'm prettier with short hair. It's that the lesbians are like, I see you. I see you. I see you. Oh my god, Boba! Stereotypically, men admire long hair in women, and so that's what this point is trying to get at, is conformity of falling into the norms of femininity having long hair. That's what they're trying to get at, but I think they do a pretty bad example of it. We're not always doing business, but we're always open. I'm not sure. Remind me who... Oh, Gwen Stacy is from Spider-Man, right? I think that's correct. Women's beauty content is so chill when men have to mash their bones with a hammer. Yes, you heard it here, folks. The hammer smashing of men's faces is an absolute necessity. That is how you become a Giga Chad. You simply must. It is a requirement. They have to mash their bones.
Now, the last two differences
Oh,
are
sorry,
more speculative.
bootlegger. The other thing is, keep in mind, I don't actually agree with the majority of what this video is saying. We just saw that it was 6 minutes and we're like, instead of me talking about it, let's just watch it. And we can take the parts that we do agree with and the parts that we don't agree with and make it conversation. Hi, Code Cameron.
We don't really have any particular studies or poll data to share, so you have to let us know in the comments what you think about these. But we'd say the fourth difference is in facial maturity.
At least
Maybe you've also noticed that the celebrities women
at least
admire
they're
vary
upfront about
widely
it.
in age, but the celebrities men admire are almost all in their 20s.
See, I
You can
feel like
even see
that we
this
can
in the
agree
career
with in a way.
trajectories of individual women. When Margot Robbie first started her
Oh,
career,
I don't know that one,
she was the
Nine Fox.
definition of guy pretty.
You have to tell
and
me
now
more
she's
about it.
widely considered to be girl pretty. Really, the few guy pretty celebrities that aren't in their 20s are also unusually
I
young
feel
looking
like
for their
I
age.
could edit
The
this
fifth is facial androgyny.
to
While
be
the
a little
models and
bit more
celebrities
on
men
point
admire
of what
generally
they're
have
saying.
higher facial femininity, the models that women admire often have some striking masculine features. These last two
So
aren't
it's
meant
just such
pejoratively at all, by the way.
giant
While colloquially, saying a woman looks older or
generalizations,
more
right?
manly is insulting, when we talk about facial masculinity or facial neoteny, it's
True,
an
Schmicky.
academic thing, not really a good or bad feature. For example, the eye area of Cara Delevingne is very impressive and striking, but it's also not very feminine due to her heavy brow ridge and straight, thick brows. While men and women both will find her attractive, we would wager that women would be fans of her look much more than men.
And
due
that,
to this
like, I can
masculine
agree
feature.
with to an
What's up
extent.
with these last two
Like, I think
differences
that
then? Well, just a hypothesis,
Cara
but
Delevingne is a
maybe
great
some of these
example
traits
of someone with a very strong eyebrows that a lot of people wouldn't like, but that it can be a trend, and then women might be more likely to appreciate a trend and someone who breaks that norm than men are. And so in an opinion, I can understand that and see where they're coming from. But when they're trying to present it with facts and polls that I just don't agree with.
women typically find attractive in the opposite sex bleed over into the traits they find attractive in the same sex. In other words, women generally like men who are slightly older with somewhat masculinized faces, and so it would make sense that they, more than men at least, would
I
like
actually
women
saw
who are
something
slightly older
about
with somewhat
I saw
masculinized
something
faces.
about that
Let us know what you think
where
about our hypothesis, and
people
if you
were
want us to
talking
analyze your
about
face, head over to the link in bio at
the
cruise.com.
peak attractiveness of men, and so many guys were like, oh, you know, he's a young attractive guy, and I'm like, come on, we all know that that a lot of guys reach their peak attractiveness only once they get closer to their 30s. That's why people talk about attractive men rather than attractive boys. And so it just shows how different. So point is that this video, although I think it is not very well done, does raise a point that I think people can agree with, is that, one, beauty is subjective, but that people do, and as a generalization, that women see women differently to how men and see each other and how we see men as well. But I'm a real boy. Yes, but you're a boy, not a man. I don't know what your vibe is, chicks, but that was very funny. I thought it was cute. Thank you, Season Lounge. I don't find anyone attractive. I'm sure some people can relate. Yes, there are definitely people who are aromantic and asexual. So I know that there will be ones that do agree indeed. Yeah, he doesn't sound like a reliable source. He even said we don't even have data to back this up. And that's why I have a problem with it, is that if he had just presented it as an opinion, similarly to how we have our conversations on this live stream, then it would be fine. But that's not how it's presented, and so that's where it's really annoying. However, the point that I was trying to get at, and why I was like, let's just watch it rather than me explain it, is that I do wonder if there is something about to be said about the slimness of faces, because I do feel that there probably is a skew towards women appreciating very thin models, as is kind of talked about for decades in the modeling industry, and how there is this glorification of incredibly thin individuals, and that's what's being like pushed onto people, of being very, very thin. And that, of course, would be seen in the facial structure as well. On top of that, I do think that with age, you can lose some of that like baby fat and chubby cheeks. I've always been quite slim, but even if I see photos of me as a teenager, I can see that I have a little bit more roundness. And so I do think that some of this, like for example, I've always had very high cheekbones, but this kind of vibe here became more prominent as I got into my 20s as opposed to as in my teens. So I do think there is psychology around the idea of a slightly rounder face, this is for women in particular, being a bit more youthful. The same way that blonde hair is an indication of youth as well. And because, you know, a lot of people have very light hair when they're young, and then it gets darker as they age. So I can see that there are some like aspects there which would be somewhat psychological, and just primal, I guess. And so point being, how this all came to be was Jennifer Lawrence. She has a lot more of this rounded face. And so I think that that can give her a little bit more of a youthful appearance, because she's not, it's not because she's overweight or anything. And so there's a difference between rounder faces due to weight versus just structure. And so I do wonder if there's some psychology there. And that is all I was trying to get at after all of that. They're being fairly generally rude. Exactly right. And yes, being fat is a sign of wealth in some cultures, for sure. Exactly right. And so that can be seen as an attraction, and that further shows that that attractiveness is very subjective, because people might be like, "Oh, well, if they have the luxury to," and you could see this in when we had a lot of nobility as well. They're eating good, and so there are these elements of like, oh well, if they're eating good, then they can help me eat good, basically. I don't think anyone is born ugly. Sometimes our experiences can change our features. I think you're correct. I know that I had a little bit of a curiosity in that regard, where if you think of a lot of the depictions of nonnas in post-war eras, for example, there's just this like very hunched, crooked, vibe, very hardened look, very hag maxing essentially, and that would make sense. People who are surviving through the Great Depression, that those features and that physicality is born in their in how they hold themselves. And I think particularly when you're holding yourself, like this kind of physicality starts to happen, right? Is because you're fending off like you're harboring the struggles that you are going through. And so yes, I do agree that the hardships that one goes through can present themselves physically. I think that at the same time, we are kidding ourselves if we think that there aren't some people who are just objectively more attractive than others. However, that doesn't mean that we can't bring out a lot of our natural beauties. And there are some people who aren't afforded that because they can't afford it. And so, for example, I get a lot of comments on my smile and my teeth. I had braces. I don't know if I would have the same people commenting about my smile and my teeth if I never had braces. I grew up in a family that were able to pay for my orthodontics. And so that is an example of cosmetics that I was afforded because my parents could afford it. So same with also education and learning like what looks good on you and all these kinds of things. I think it can have a lot of approaches to help make someone more attractive, basically. As absolute love sop, I've never been able to understand asexual. There's life without attraction. Yeah, and that just is how other people are. And it might not be how you understand stuff, but there are others that can relate, and that's what's beautiful is they've been able to find one another and have those experiences and not feel like they're weird because of it. Yeah, blonde hair is youthful. Okay, I'm just gonna catch up with these ones as well. Hi, Maxie. What's red hair a sign of? Carnage, intrusive thoughts. It's true. I'd get up and cheer, but I'm too old for being youthful and blonde. It's one geometry over the other, which varies from person to person. Yeah. I'm fat and poor, though. Don't know what to say about that. I actually did have a very intrusive thought, but I was like, no, I shan't kick you while you're down. If people are born looking nice, then yeah, some must be born ugly. Exactly. We can't kid ourselves, you know. Clem is neither a mechanic or a lesbian. She's just a messy eater. You know it, baby. You know it. Does this just mean you need to move? But then moving is hard when you're poor. Exactly right. Start looks maxing. You heard it here, folks. Look at paintings in the days of old where what they found attractive, very different to what we find attractive. Exactly right. Trends change. And trends change from the perspective of any gender. Like that, and so what generalization men found attractive in the past versus now, and women found attractive in the past versus now, those are also trends. And cultural is another thing as well. It's a whole thing. In the USA, there were actually a law that was designed to keep deformed, injured, or otherwise ugly people from walking the streets. Damn! Yeah, related to eugenics. Oh my god, that is horrific! What the heck? No one's born ugly. We just hope to find others who see our beauty. That's what I have to say at least. Hey, no, it's we'll talk about those things. Overall body bone structure, I think that matters to people too. Yeah, but not everyone, I suppose. Facial structure adjustments bring psychological change. Posture changes facial structure as well. Yeah, and so I think similarly to how people say, you know, when people age, they've got the smile lines or the frown lines. I think all of these things can be very evident, but particularly when people age, that evidence is seen more obviously. May I take you on dinner? Yes, of course. Of course. You have to come to the UK though. Okay. You can't sit with one piece of skeleton and stay happy forever with that. This is so lame. I don't know what you mean by that. Sorry. I must have missed something. We're a culture to like certain features by media. Yes, and this is where trends come in for sure. It's not necessarily a biological compulsion. I think that there are definitely some biological or psychological, whatever you want to call it, consistency. So like I said, often there is what people find attractive is usually to do with fertility, admittedly, and so how one looks youthful, or you know, in terms of people being more attracted to taller individuals, and I mean that from any gender as well. That usually is an indication of good genetics, essentially, and so that the babies will also be tall. It can also be an indication of healthy upbringing, so it can have a little bit of a cultural assumption of the height. And so a lot of the biological or biological things that people are attracted to, I do think can make sense. But everyone has their preferences, and then that's where the subjectivity comes in as well. For sure. Some people can't distinguish between faces. I wonder if they still see the features and determine attraction through them. Yeah, I don't know. Every time, have you seen how many marriage proposals she's accepted? Yeah, we just, you know, people just need to ask. They just need to be bold enough. I think I'm exhausted by some of the new friends. Yeah, I know. That's why I've just started not reading them. I agree, Raven. Plus, I'm going to play some games soon anyway. So well, actually, Raven, if that's something that changes your mind, I'm going to cut off the YouTube soon. We're gonna move over. Howdy, Sunny Cap. How you going? Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that I've kind of missed a lot of what people are talking about in terms of the structure. I've just missed all of that. So, and it's just kind of not what I want to talk about anymore, because we have other pressing things to do. We are gonna go play some video games. For those who do not know me, I'm a Just Chatting streamer, but we have recently started Red Dead Redemption. So if you want to come hang out and play Red Dead with us, then the best place to be is on Twitch. Otherwise, you can follow along at the XClem Plays YouTube channel. And I have missed what's going on in the chat. And so I feel like we just need to move on, because there was clearly a lot of conversations that were being had with one another that I couldn't see who was responding to what. And I think we may as well just move on. It was basically just an interesting random little video that I wanted to share. I didn't want to talk about it that deeply, so let's not. But nonetheless, you know, if you've enjoyed yourself, consider subscribing. Make sure to like so that the YouTube can push the algorithm. Can we get some finance advice? Oh, before we go, let's give some finance advice. I think some finance advice, like, put aside a percentage of your income every single time that you get your paycheck. Every single time. I know that it can sometimes be hard, but even if it's only $5 a week, or even if that's only $5 a month, putting that aside and trying to build that up. I know that there are some banks that basically, if you spend $1.87, it automatically rounds it up to $2, so that you put 13 cents in a savings account, and all of those little things build up. Don't discount the little things, I suppose. Yeah, just trying to put aside a consistent amount every single week or month, ideally, and over time. Don't worry about instant gratification. That's my financial advice. Instant gratification is not the way to build up a nest egg. It's got to build over time. Of course, Sunbeam. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Hi, Syllogism. Okie dokie. Bringer of cheese, please bestow unto me your favorite cheese. My favorite cheese, goat's cheese. Although I guess there's a lot of variation in that. But I'm sorry to tell you this, cheese bringer, but we are going to be wrapping up today. But we're going to go play some games, so you can come bring some cheese over to Twitch if you'd like. But thanks, YouTube. Twitch, you're about to hit an ad break, so that will be good timing as well, because I can start setting up the video games. So thanks. If you enjoyed yourself, consider subscribing, liking, all that good stuff, putting the notification on. We're doing a Discord movie night. If you want to join, we're going to watch Vampire's Kiss tomorrow. So if you want to join the Discord, join the Discord. That's it. Thanks for hanging out. Bye, YouTube. See you later. I hope you had fun.